Ladies and Germans, and we are back in a new week for Steel Division Normandy 44 coverage with the community patch today on the lovely little town of St Mere Eglaise. Rang, who are our terrible twosomes?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have JM World War II as the 2nd French Armoured Division, and bumblebeepotato as the 3rd, I think that's 3rd? Yeah, 3rd Armoured Division, yeah. And on the right-hand side, you have ProtossZocker as 9th Panzer, and Tristacomand as the Paris Division.
So, lots of armor, lots of armor, lots of armor, and Festung.
Yep, lots of armor. Festung gets your armor later on, so it is going to be an armored brawl, that's for sure.
Indeed, and actually, know what you were saying to me before, not to steal away the spotlight from these guys, but Steel Division 2 comes out in a couple months, you said.
Yeah, it's like 2 months from now.
So, folks, if you have not already pre-ordered your copy, it does give you access to the beta, which I don't know if they announced the date for the beta yet.
I'm not entirely sure.
Well, folks, go out there at the same time. If you do go and grab it, you can bring over your builds from 8 divisions from the first game here. And Rang, of course, you know all 8 of those. But, I think Canadians. I want to say Canadians in 21st Panzer, and after that, Guards Armored, maybe?
No, it's Canadians, 3rd Armoured, French Armoured, and 15th Scots for the Allies, and for Axis it's Rintown, Blair, 21st, and 352nd.
Ah, so, you know, just want to continue to have that wonderfully worthless infantry division over on the Eastern Front as well, because they weren't just worthless enough on the Western. Fantastic.
But, well, that may actually be good in SD2, hopefully.
Considering we're fighting over open ground, I guess I don't feel quite as sanguine as you do. I don't know. In any case, of course, we are getting started right here. As you might expect, lots of attention on that town. Though shockingly, I'm surprised the Americans are not being very aggressive with their kind of attempts to rush it.
No, it's just going to be putting in a few infantry. I'm actually quite surprised that the French armoured player didn't go into the town. It's easier, better CQC infantry, such as the Pioneers and whatnot. But in terms of a town, I mean, they're going to know that Paris Division is going to be going inside, and they're not going to have a good time. Heck, even Light Panzer is throwing in some units, as they have access to your stern Pioneers.
Yes, they do, and not for nothing, but even bringing in that Sherman in a close quarters fight against that kind of infantry, not the greatest of ideas.
Yeah, that's definitely a risky maneuver. That's for sure. He's going to be moving up north, actually. I think he's trying to get it into the open field. And as you can see, the town is really starting to kick off. As the Germans pretty much just throw everything they have into it. They really don't have much on the flanks. It's definitely an interesting maneuver.
Then again, though, neither do the Allies. I mean, actually, if you go down to the south, there was a half-track and a Voltigeur infantry squad, and one of the Germans just ousted a half-track, and that was that.
That was that. But reduces French armoured player JM. He's trying to push through the middle bottom side. He is actually making some good progress. There's only a spy troop here to stop him. And his French armour is going to slowly, or hopefully quickly in his case, try to grab a good chunk of territory.
I thought for half a second the Sherman in the middle part of the field had already gone down, but no, that is not to be the case. Instead, the Flampantz is coming in to be quite a fiery little companion there.
Oh yeah, he's just burning everything left, right, and centre, and that Sherman is going to be pulling back to a safe position. So the Americans do have the mortar half-track here, which is a fantastic piece of kit in a fight such as this, and it's doing a pretty lovely job of keeping those Bavarians in those buildings.
Indeed. Worth noting, like you said, the Allies are definitely pushing those flanks, but I cannot help but feel that even throwing in some light tanks to kind of back this up, I would say that the Axis, if they push outside of this town, that could spell doom for a lot of the Allies.
Yeah, if they can just spearhead pretty much right through the town and get all the way to like the outskirts with the with, like, you know, the big forest in the bottom left and whatnot, that would be a really good place to hold on to. But they're still pigeonholed in the center of the town, and it's not really going to be doing them much favors if they only have that position.
That is certainly true. Now, we are seeing a Pak-38 trying to very prospectively somehow get up to get out and take shots at the M8s, as well as the Abusier in the M3A3. don't think that's going to go very well for them, though. Geez, we have one Pack 38 who's desperate, trying to get some kind of shot in as well. I don't think he's going to get a whole lot of action either.
Oh no, he's pretty much buggered, yeah.
Oh wow, never mind. Forces them back, shockingly.
Huh. Surprise, surprise. But I really do like that positioning there from JMW. He's trying to encircle town by going around the bottom hand side, and if he managed to get into that position where his group spy he squad is at the moment, get some stuff over there, that'd be absolutely killer as a really shot down majority of reinforcements. And look, there's a bit of smoke.
You know, I never really appreciated how huge that amount of smoke is. That is insane.
It's a lot of smoke. It can be very useful, and especially in the community patch, as they did make smoke playing quite a bit cheaper. I believe it's only 80 points, so don't quote me on that. But still, it's in this patch, it's absolutely a worthwhile pick for the French.
Shockingly enough, the Panzer is not yet dead. Oh wow, he's actually killing things with his flame.
Whoa, that's a pretty good little Panzer.
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't see him able to necessarily take out... Oh, never mind, here we go. The 188. And there goes the Allied positions, as well as most of the Axis positions, too.
Yep.
Apparently, Tristacomand does not want to play nice with his allies' troops. But, yeah, actually, for the most part, yeah. That P1's trying to scoot on through and maybe, just maybe, cap out that M4A1.
Oof. Now there's a leader unit nearby, so that's not going to happen. Oh, that's definitely a bit of a bummer that he hit his own troops with the bomb and run, because that would have been the perfect opportunity to move up after that bomb and run, but a little bit too danger close.
That is certainly true. Now, we do have, it seems almost standard, the Allies are sneaking guys behind the front lines. They have recon troops, like, 100 meters away from a Pack 38, and the Pack 38, meanwhile, does not know of their nearby neighbors.
Literally right next door.
Oh, yay. And I dare say I think the Germans have squandered their opportunity. I think that town is pretty much gone. That's a boil just waiting to be lanced down.
Yep, they definitely didn't manage to get the breakthrough they were so hoping for. And as you see now, the Allies have got more reinforcement share, that more half track. It's been an absolute pain for them. And yeah, that's just not gonna go around. Especially also being flanked from the bottom by the French.
I am somewhat fascinated. I guess the fellow Gendarmerie is not going to be aggressive at all. Okay.
Nope. And God, there goes all the German infantry just completely vanished in a halo of Allied machine gun fire.
Indeed. Panzer Grenadier coming on up. But the big stinking deal, you're going to go kill an M8, and that's it. There's still the Command Stewards, there's still the Obusiers. I mean, it's all over the place, man.
And the Allies do have pretty good positioning. I mean, that south town position where 6-pounder is pretty good. I mean, too bad I haven't managed to really exploit it as much as they could have, but they're pretty much getting the town under their control now, and that's a lot of Panzer Shreks being brought in, which is a good call, I'd say. You definitely want to try and knock out those tanks where they are.
Unfortunately, though, that means to still get within that 250-meter range, which is not going to be easy with screening infantry out front. Now, I was looking at the sides, I was looking down to the south, and kind of wondering why we're not seeing a little more active mortar half-track over here from PZ. He's kind of hung up on a lot of these choke points. I would actually, in fact, probably want to see these tanks, the P2 and the P1, swing up and around. Even if you take fire from that 57 mil, you still have an opportunity. And a damn sight better opportunity than trying to go through that, 20-meter choke point.
Yeah, that choke point is always absolutely hell to push through for both sides. It's just... It's Death Valley, right? Yeah, it's a little open patch of field. But yeah, definitely should be using the mortar half track a bit more, because that's perfect territory for it.
Definitely sounds like probably the best idea for him. We are going to see the final... Okay, apparently he's heard us, so he's shelling those troops. And might be able to force back maybe the Spahi M8, but of course there's a command steward just behind it, so another chance kind of squandered.
Yep. Yep. But up north, I'm noticing this little like sliver up north that has now been pushed Raze. Got a Bavarian behind enemy lines.
Rather plucky guy, isn't he?
Yeah, rather plucky. Probably not in the best position to be in at the moment. Oh, fantastic bombing run in the town. Completely stunning up everything, but once again the Germans don't have anything to immediately counter push with, or follow up the bombing run, is what I should really say.
Well, meanwhile, we have an M8 Scott, a Sherman, and a Stuart all together. Something at the beginning of a bad joke.
And they all walk into a bar, or drive into a bar.
Well, it's a drive-in theater, you know, as you can. Actually, think about it. This is a drive-in war theater.
Damn it.
I have no idea how.
That's a good one.
That's never occurred to me.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Meanwhile, to the south, the two Panzers are both dead. The Abusier does die. The M8, that is, whatever. No, sorry, the M8 Ispahi goes down, but the Lux is not feeling very luxy. And well, as we kind of shamble our way towards Phase B, the Germans are getting kicked in the teeth.
Yeah, it's really coming down to this Allied positioning so far, and the Allies have a lot of tanks on the field, and they've been pretty good at keeping them alive. I mean, once we get into B phase, you have Panzer IVs available. Like Panzer and Paris-Vision does get some rather nice toys to play with, but it's really all just coming down to positioning a safe fierce match for the Allies, as they have all their stuff in lovely areas. Or Pack 38 up north is trying to kill the Sherman. But will they get a kill?
Nope. Well, nope. He doesn't have stabilizers.
Doesn't have of course, that AT gun. If it only had stabilizers. Because did you know, Khan, all the Sherman tanks have stabilizers? It's a really big deal.
You know, I brought up the whole idea of us doing bingo. It seems to be pretty popular. I don't know. I think it's got to happen at some point, right?
Okay.
Maybe that'll be something for launch for Steel Division 2. Maybe that'll be a launch for Steel Division 2. We'll see. There's gonna be nothing left of that town, though. There's been 3 bombing runs in the same area, and anybody who was living there isn't living there any longer.
Yeah, it's pretty much. It's always happens on this map. Is the town just gets absolutely bombed to Blindee, hell and back. We're gonna be at one match where it's just rocket artillery all over, and the town was just smouldering ass after the fact.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the fate. It's a fate of St Mere Eglaise. It's definitely not gonna have a rise in real estate prices anytime soon.
Now, I'm not gonna say I want to set the world on fire. Oh my god, that Panzer Shrek was next to the Sherman for like 20 years.
I know. Hands, I got it facing the wrong way.
Yeah. This end towards enemy. Shoot. And another bombing run on the off chance that a 50-kilogram bombs can do something to those heavy armor.
It's gonna scare the guys inside at least.
Yeah. Well, and now we have the Landesschützen party. It's a land party. Makes me think back to the game last week. Actually, I'm zooming in just watching these guys. Just like a very... Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
It just takes me back to the... oh my gosh. When the AI stepped in for... Oh my gosh, what was his name?
Sniper?
Might have been Sniper, when he just sent like 8 or 9 squads of... 352nd Infantry, go ahead, charge that tank and see what happens.
Yeah, all the AirSats trooping just...
Yes. Yes.
I mean, if you get enough bodies, you can eventually break through anything. Talk to the Imperial Guard.
Yes. Actually, I think when we said Imperial Guard, I was going to say the Japanese Imperial Army for a second, too. But,
oh, yeah.
Imperial Guard is definitely true. Yeah. I'm in the middle of despairing right now, because we are going to see the +2 over here for the Allies. I'm not despairing because it's not pro-German, I promise. But I'm despairing just because we're not seeing the same kind of, hefty slog back and forth. Both these divisions definitely do have an opportunity to do so.
It's really the big problem for the Axis at the moment, is that they haven't really been able to knock out any of the armor, and because of it, Allies have been managing to build up a rather nice armor pool. They do manage to knock out the Stuart in the top north, top middle, which is rather nice, but still we got Shermans and 76 Sherman, another Sherman in the middle. We got a decent amount of vehicles down to Rouse, only one Stuart down south, but still, the Allies have managed to build up a rather nice force so far, or the Axis keep having to replace their losses, which are taking quite a lot of.
Yep, it's a little difficult to be fighting a war when you have no men to fight the war with. At least that's my old grandpappy used to say.
Yeah, but you just have to start scraping the bottom of the barrel once the war score gets a bit low.
Yeah, but that's only after you get 150 political influence, and only then you can get, finally get your economy up to wartime.
I know, that's such a huge deal, getting up wartime economy. Or getting out the Great Depression.
Also true.
Yeah.
Also true, but I've heard there's some great meds these days. That's actually what the New Deal actually was a new, medicine regimen.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you know what? They said alcohol is good again, so that became how we kind of self-medicated. In the meantime, the Ju-188, without this guy, this game would have been over already, I kind of feel like.
Yeah, he's managed to do a good job at keeping the Allies at bay for a bit.
No, he's not keeping them at bay. He has been bay.
Oh,
BAE. No. Okay, that's fine.
No, I get it.
It's not that good. I've had better. Pioneers, in the meantime, though, maybe they will get a little bit of life back into this staggering German offense, as the last of the anti-tank infantry does go down.
Yeah.
And this is how gutsy this is. We're having a GMC with ammo coming to the center of town to reload the heavy machine guns.
Yeah, usually Scots don't survive that long. They're usually dead by the end of A phase most of the time, but like I said, the Allies have been doing a pretty good job at keeping their tanks alive for the most part. At the same time, the Germans are starting to build up a rather nicely force. Got Armada 3, they got Stugs north and south, and quite a few Renault tanks and Panzer runs now being brought in, and a Panzer B2.
That's true, but at the same time, we have things like a 76 Sherman being brought down to the south, to trade out with the Stug, and the M3A3 is still in that area, and the German infantry is just burying their heads so far in the dirt you'd think they were ostriches.
Yeah. Or Ostroopen.
I see what you did there. I like that. Oh man, but you're right. That one armor pocket is probably the greatest source of any hope the Germans have left.
After they're kind of buggered. They do manage to knock out one Sherman, but the Stag is about to get taken to 76mm town. I was going to say pound town, but it's not a 17-pounder.
Well, that's okay. The 76 also takes out that Panhard, which is not what you want to have happen.
No, and the pack track.
Oh yeah.
Has now been forced for this transmission damage, which isn't exactly ideal. And bounty goes. Oh, that really that pretty much destroyed all German chances of trying to do a counter push.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes,
and
sir.
up north, oh god, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, I was looking at that before, and I was thinking to myself, there is not really a snowball's chance in hell that's going to get reversed anytime soon.
No. You've got the half tracks rushing up now.
A half track and a half track was, excuse me, an Opel Blitz and a Stuhl coming the other direction. I still don't like his chances.
Yeah, Stokes will be able to stop the half tracks at least. But there's still the 76 Sherman up top north, which will be a pain in the ass to deal with.
And the ROA practically were DOA before the Stug was able to kind of panic that half track. Now, I'm not saying, and I think we talked about this at one point during another cast, I'm not saying it really should happen, but it'd be kind of cool to have the stuff getting surrendered turned into Boita equipment for you.
Yeah, I think there's a good reason, like, not even gameplay reason, why they don't have the ability to, like, use captured equipment or, like, a proper surrender system, where the units who surrender just disappear off the map. Probably because, you might accidentally kill them and it would kind of cause war crime issues.
No, I was thinking more of, like, you don't really want to have the Allies get a Tiger.
Like in Company of Heroes?
Yeah, that was always the worst.
That'd be really funny, yo.
Oh, yeah.
You bail out a Tiger and you use your supply truck to fix it up and... Hey, look! the 15th Infantry Division now has a Tiger tank. Take it out, Ripman.
Well, that's the only way. Yeah, I was gonna say it's the only way that Vitman ever, well, his tank ever survives to see the end of the war.
Yeah, it would be pretty funny. It would be a funny mechanic, albeit not a good run balance right, but funny nonetheless.
Well, look at it this way. It's practically what the entire seventh armor does.
Fair point. Yeah. 21st.
Also true.
Yeah.
Also true.
Just jumping in.
Whatever's right there.
And whatever you can modify out of some scrap metal they have lying around.
Yeah, make it orky.
Yeah.
Now I think we're seeing a last desperate throw here coming out from the Axis. They're throwing in 6 squads, infantry, a couple of tanks. In the center, another push to the north. But it's still a +2.
Mm-hmm. This is definitely not going well. I mean, that's a lot of stuff coming into the middle. So maybe that'll be enough to take the town. The Allies don't have much yet, but the flanks down south, as we see, it's the mortar half-track is not going to be enough to stop all the other half-tracks. He's half-track outnumbered, free to run. You know, he doesn't have to kill one. What the hell?
Yeah, huh. I kind of wonder how he's able to do that when you think about it.
I think one of the bullets just mans it, like, slip right through the ventilator, or like the radiator grill in the front of the half-track, pierce right into the engine, and mans it out like an external combustion explosion, which caused the half-track to go boom.
Gotcha. By the way, lightning's going to strike 3 times to the north, and the JU-180 is trying to desperately take out everything else. And the trip lightnings, well, this is going to be bad.
Yeah.
He's dead. And a D-520 comes in. That's how dire it is when a D-520 comes on in.
The lone French fighter will be able to do it?
Well, he's got one kind of smoking.
Yeah. I might kill one. You usually only have enough ammunition to kill one plane with the 520.
Well, he's already out of cannon ammo. Yep, there's one.
Yeah.
But the Allies intelligently spacing out their engagement, and I dare say that the 520 is going to go down in a second. And geez, a 4th lightning gets brought out in anyway. They still haven't even used their air-to-ground munitions yet. Man, this is rough. This is rough.
That small little
and there's the 520
French plane, and down she goes. Off the map.
Also, wait a second. Oh wow, the DB-73. I thought that was another smoke plane coming on in, but nope. A DB-73 comes into the center part of the town and just hoses that center.
Yep, and that's tap out from ProtossZocker.
Understandably, when you think about it, I'm surprised they've been able to hang tough as long as they have.
Want to go ×2 at 2610 or 2710?
Sure. I say 2610. We're a teensy bit late.
Yeah, a little bit past here and yeah.
And ×2. Yep. So PZ, I understand, man. And now we have Storch coming on in too. Well, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of spanking.
Really, the whole problem was that middle push at the start, that blitzkrieg, just didn't manage to make much progress in the town. And after that, they kind of threw away the opportunity to really get much. And the Allies realised that and pushed flanks. That's a match in a nutshell. We got to see a lot of explosions, which is cool.
True.
Yeah, I like seeing explosions.
Unfortunately, though, the dead will now stack up like cordwood, as, rocket planes are just going to start coming in with impunity.
They don't really have any anti-air, so to speak of, for the Axis. And 7 spawn points have now been captured, which is never ideal.
That was a very British way of putting it. It's less than ideal that we have that happening. Less than ideal.
You know, having your spawn be captured and the enemy getting a king me on you is never nice, I'd have to admit.
Well, it's always harsh when you watch just ground attack fighters constantly just being like, oh, you want to bring troops in? That's not going to happen.
Say hello to total and complete Allied air supremacy.
Yep. Side note, maybe I'm wrong here, but wouldn't that smoke be like phosphorus at this point?
I don't know. I have no idea about it. I know the British smoke grenades were phosphorus, but
yeah.
That's a good question. That's gonna have to, I'll have to leave that to someone in the comments, I guess. If
I mean, it's not coded in the game, of course, but
no. If smoke planes or because it is a bomb that drops smoke, which is really weird when you think about it, like being used in like an actual proper sense, like you're like a bomber plane. It's like, all right, we're gonna drop some smoke instead of dropping some regular bombs. I have no idea.
I don't know. But what I can tell you fairly honestly is that the Germans kind of got spanked there.
Oh yeah, they got hanked and spanked. That's for sure. And looking at the kills real fast, yeah, the M8 Scott managed to do a decent amount of work, and DB-73 as well, just bombing everything to hell them back.
Well, actually, that was just the one bombing run.
Oh yeah, that's a really deadly one bombing run, right? Yeah.
Yep. Pretty open and shut, though, I would say.
Yeah, I think the match really speaks for itself.
So what are we looking ahead to for Thursday? Do you recall off the top of your head?
We're looking at another mod. It's the Normandy Divisions mod, which we'll get into on Thursday, and it's 2v2 or 3v3. I think it's 3v3.
Well, guys, basically what it means is that it's more ménage à trois with ménage à trois or ménage à six. I don't know. French is not my strong suit. But for right now, I think it's going to do it for us. Rang, any last pearls of wisdom?
None.
All right, folks, in that case, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rang Ru. Take it easy.